All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It's me again, JC King, and we're going to go ahead and read into the book of Isaiah. We're going to do 53. It says, um, okay, we leave off again. We'll just go into 52 for a second because I think that this part it may be um, something that I don't know. It's something that's calling my name. So it says the Lord has. This is 52 and 10. The Lord has bared his holy arm before the eyes of all nations. The ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. Go now, leave your bonds and slavery. Put Babylon and all it represents far behind you. It is unclean to you. And it's funny because, I was going to be doing something that was going to be dealing with the system, and it just was like I wasn't able to do it because it wasn't open, and then it was on my mind, and I just didn't. I don't know. So I don't know. It feels like it's. That's why I'm saying the word is just this is living. You know, um, because it's fallen already. So again, I'm wondering if why would we go back into a burning building? Excuse me. But then I guess the sense of knowing that it has been done and seeing the signs and things like that would, and the word would help us understand that in this day. Um, and messengers and those that are surrounding us right now and helping us see. It says, you are a holy people of the Lord. Purify yourselves, all you who carry home the vessels of the Lord. You shall not leave in haste, running for your lives, for the Lord will go ahead of you, and he, the God of Israel, will protect you from behind. See, my servant shall prosper. He shall be highly exalted. Okay? So this is going to be somebody that's going to be in an exalted, position in this time. Um, Yet many shall be amazed when they see him. Yes, even far off foreign nations and their kings. They shall stand dumbfounded, speechless in his presence. For they shall see and understand what they had not been told before. They shall see my servant broken and bloodied, so disfigured one would scarcely know it was a person standing there. So shall he cleanse many nations. Now we're in 53, and it says, but oh, how few believe it. Who will listen? To whom will God reveal his saving power? In God's eyes, he was like a tender green shoot sprouting from a root in a dry and sterile ground. But in our eyes, there was no attractiveness at all. Nothing to make us want him. We despised him and rejected him, a man of sorrows, acquainted with bitterness, with the bitterest grief. We turned our backs on him and looked the other way when he went by. He was despised, and we did not care. And again, like I'm saying, like dealing with the, energies right now. It's almost like someone being joined, like even if we say things like empathic feelings as to things you may be feeling, because you feel connected to another soul or to even source, I think, in a sense. And um, sometimes just wrapping our heads around these feelings and these things that we're going through right now, because it's not about us, it's about like a body or a group or family ties, in a sense. Sometimes I feel Yet it was our grief he bore, our sorrow that weighed him down. And we thought his troubles were a punishment from God. Again, wow. Okay. And we thought his troubles were a punishment from God for his own sins. But he was wounded and bruised for our nation. He was chastised that we might have peace. He was lashed and we were healed. We are the ones who strayed away like sheep. We who left God's path to follow our own. Yet God laid on him the guilt and sin for every one of us. So that's what I'm saying about feeling this feeling of, you know, even me having to stop for a second and not think about myself, but those that have been sent or delivered in order to help us in this time, you know, again, in the spiritual realm and then in exalted positions. And just, you know, because it's kind of when you come into that field, I'm just trying to explain the best way I can. When you come into that field, it's kind of like a blindfold almost. But you can feel and not even using your, you can use your sensors. I don't know, to feel these things out. It's like almost like a guided direction, in a sense. And then, you know, even just some of us, you know, feeling not going through this particular situation, right? Maybe we're not the ones that had to have the hands put on us, but we can feel or sense these things in those dark days and those dark moments sometimes. You know, but again, like I can this resonates with me because I feel spiritually and just with my energy and with that I feel the same thing. I feel the same way as in whatever these things that have been going on was some kind of punishment or something. You know, like I always say, like a curse or and a blessing. You know, because no matter what, you can take that energy and form something more beautiful with it, even if you feel like it's negative or, you know, unfair. You know, so you know, okay. And that's the thing. We who left God's path to follow our own. So again, like me saying things like waiting for the all, or you know, sometimes I had to think about certain things, to second guess things, such as dealing with the construct. Um, you know, do I do that? You know, because that's what everybody else is doing. You know, and I'm not saying that that's exactly what this is talking about, but we're just bringing this up just to see if this is something that you feel, then maybe it is something that we should be paying attention to, not going back into that and making ourselves dirty again. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just never here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. So again, if it resonates with you like that, then possibly we're on to something, you know. Again, because I know that there's the internal, external, and then all that, you know. I don't know. We who left God's path to follow our own, yet God laid on him the guilt and sin for every one of us. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he never said a word. Okay? He was brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before the shearers is dumb. So he stood silent before the ones condemning him. From prison and trial they led him away to his death. But who among the people of that day realized it was their sins that he was dying for? That he was suffering their punishment. He was buried like a criminal in a rich man's grave, but he didn't. He had done no wrong and had never spoken an evil word. Yet it was, oh my goodness. Okay, stop. Okay. Yet it was the Lord's good plan to bruise him and fill him with grief. But when his soul has been made an offering for sin, then he shall have a multitude of children, many heirs. He shall live again, and God's program shall prosper in his hands. And when he sees all that is accomplished by the anguish of his soul, he shall be satisfied, and because of what he has experienced, my righteous servant shall make many to be counted righteous before God. For he shall bear all their sins. Therefore I will give him the honors of one who is mighty and great, because he has poured out his soul unto death. He was counted as a sinner, and he bore the sins of many, and he pled with God for sinners. Okay, 1 second.